Alec, welcome back to Survivor Palau, baby.
It's time. It's heating up. We had a really long discussion last time. We talked about
He
how wild it
decimated.
is.
He
Yeah, how
decimated
wild
that
it
tribe.
is that they really did just let a tribe die out in
Yeah.
Survivor. They really did
Hmm.
that. I suppose in terms of like a production thing, you would want to maybe at least have it happen once just to see what happens.
Hmm.
Um, but I think me and you both agreed that it was not. I don't know if it really works very well.
It's just weird. It's like a lot to it's a lot to process because it's like it feels unfair in that like yeah I get you can win tribe challenges are part of it, but like Bobby John survived like 7 votes or something.
And it gets cucked at the end,
He loses a fire
basically.
making challenge. He doesn't even get voted out, and then
Yeah,
he
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
doesn't even make the merge. Doesn't make the jury.
Despite the fact that he was very good at making fires and was like prided himself on it, and then she was like, "Oh, I don't know if I can," and then just gets really lucky and builds a fire. Like his fire, just like
It was like a
hit
couple
the.
seconds back
It was like
after.
two
Yeah.
seconds. It was like
So
right
man, you
after.
got outplayed and outlasted on that one, brother. It felt weird
No
not having.
outwitting going on though.
It's historic for sure, but it feels weird having someone not be voted out,
Yeah,
and also just like this whole tribe, basically minus Willard, goes to the merge.
yeah. Willard's not that big a loss, I guess.
And so
But
here we are. I mean, there's no choice but to merge. Like it's not a question.
yeah,
But
and how
Stephanie
is she?
loses the individual challenge, she just goes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's the thing is like, how is this going to play out from here on out? Because like, does any of them like? I guess there were some rumblings that
There were some rumblings, right? Like, yeah,
yeah,
Tom and Eam were talking about like final four with Stephanie. I'm like, what the heck?
yeah.
Okay, cool.
I was
Go
like, was
off,
that
Stephanie. Go
that must have
off.
been a thing that they had talked
Because
about
they just had a
when
good
they were
vibe from the
together.
beginning. So narratively, that's like this is like the best way it could have worked out. I feel like
Yeah,
to have Stephanie be the last one because she's the only one who had any sort of connections with the tribe.
yeah,
Otherwise, what is like if it's like Ibrahim is the last one here, it's like okay, he's not gonna do anything, right?
yeah. Really,
So
it's like
he just
okay,
survived the whole tribe to just to be picked off probably. But I
yeah,
mean, we'll see what happens. You could easily just as easily pick her off, but
yeah. It's gonna be interesting for sure.
uh, yeah. And so as is our tradition, once you get into the merge, you'll be able to start our power rankings here. So after this
I'm
episode, we'll do that.
I'm very much looking forward to it. It's one of my favorites. Favorite things to do.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see it. And the merge episode is always fun. Obviously, it's a lot
Yeah,
different this time around because it's not whole
a
tribes
merge of
coming together.
literally one person showing
Yeah.
up. Hey guys, how's it going?
Oh my god. Well, but at least it's forcing that tribe to have to go in another vote. You know,
Yeah.
they haven't had to do that since Willard. So. All right. So as
All right.
always, you can click the link in the description to see the highlights of our reaction and then come back for the discussion afterwards.
Come on back.
All right.
That's what a way to go out. He went out on top right there, man. He went out applauding the fact that he was a threat. That's better than all these stupid little like. Well, I really love everyone on the tribe, and I hope they do great.
Yeah.
He's just like, no, you got rid of me because I mean, even he might not even necessarily be right, but the fact that he can just go out and pat himself on the back, I like that. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So Kobe's out.
Yeah. Coby
He's
was voted out. Look, he was slick. He was more slick with it early on. He was not so slick when he went
this
to the merge. He was just like
nah.
very open about it, and
Mm,
like making very
yeah.
public comments, like, "Oh, they're strategizing, whatever." It's like, and
Yeah, yeah. There was a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff he said this episode, like out loud to everyone. I was like, man, I wouldn't have done that. Like,
he kept saying, "I don't care. They're gonna be mad at me about it. But I don't care." So he just kind of did things that weren't maybe the wisest
yeah,
decisions.
I think he sort of interpreted, or I think he was trying to position himself as somebody who was like maybe had a hint of drama, but like maybe was acting more on emotion rather than strategizing. But I think everyone kind of saw through it, or they just didn't like the cut of his jib. They were just like, "Hey,
well, what happened to the freaking plan that had been plotted? The seed had been planted so early on, where Greg and Jen, or they were saying they wanted to come over with Coby later on, and
they just straight up abandoned that idea, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I guess now I wonder if they think, oh, we have Stephanie now, we don't need him anymore.
Yeah, but Stephanie's in with him. Like, it's an out.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be the out. I mean, Stephanie's close to Tom and Ian, so I mean, it was supposed to be their out. Greg wanted to be able to vote them out, you know.
Right.
But no, maybe he's all on board with their alliance now. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very strange. I'm not sure what he's thinking. We didn't really get a lot of Greg this episode. We got more Jen than Greg, which I think is the first time that's happened all season. But
Jen's still giving me absolutely nothing.
I know, despite the fact that she was
serving nothing. Despite
the fact that she was more prevalent this episode than and probably any other episode, including the one that highlighted their relationship. Especially when she just randomly showed up in that one shot and she was like, "Thank you" to the Palauans. that like freaking killed me.
I mean, they had been teasing the Coby drama for a while. Like, Coby's had drama with a bunch of different people. He's annoyed by a lot of people. He was annoyed with Katie for a while. A couple of the other women. He was annoyed with Tom after the whole fishing and baiting thing we had going on, where they got split up there. And yeah, so just they were showing us how Coby was not blending or mixing in as well.
Yeah. He valiant effort. I think he had ideas, but I don't think he was able to. I don't think he was able to keep his emotions enough in check to make it well worth it. Very entertaining player though. He's been my highlight. If you've been watching our commentary, I'm sure Zach has highlighted the fact that I'm a big fan. He's probably my favorite player of the season so far. I think that's now been succeeded. Stephanie, I think she's going to be very interesting to watch moving forward.
And
seeing how
he tried to get her first too. He was like, if I just get her first, that's good. But no, she immediately told everything.
Yeah, she's like, nah, she told me everything, and I was like, oh,
like I guess
that backfired a little.
I don't think the logic is entirely tracks of you get to her first, and that's it. If anything, you get to them last, right?
Right, yeah,
like, you get to them first,
right?
And it's like, okay, maybe they feel welcome, but I mean, odds are that information is going to get spread if like they talk to 5 other people after that.
Maybe didn't necessarily read the room in the right way, because I think getting to them first works with the right sort of person. But she seems so well liked and kind of amiable with everyone that kind of thing doesn't really work as well in a case like that. I think it's
not like she needs to rely on him. Like, if anything,
right.
He needs her more than she needs him right now.
Right, and that's, I think, role misinterpretation maybe.
And then he was the first one to jump down in this individual immunity challenge.
He was all for a donut.
I don't know what he was. I wonder what he was thinking. Like, did he actually think, or was he confident that he would stay, or he just didn't care? Or...
Yeah, I have a feeling he might have been thinking the Janu track for this time around.
Because that's just a bad read on his part. Then, if he really thought he was that comfortable in this tribe, even though he knew he was like on the bottom out of that group, at least, you know.
Yeah.
You still think you would be one of the prime targets, so you would want to stay up there. But ultimately, that individual immunity challenge, everybody stepped down for something.
Yeah.
And then Tom
donuts, cookies, pizza, and Tom just stayed put.
That's all you gotta do, man. Tom.
Yeah, just gotta stay put.
I mean, like, Tom would win the first individual immunity here.
Yeah, no one fell. It seemed like there was enough of a platform for people.
I don't think anyone falls on these things. Like, that's why he said it's straight up willpower.
Yeah. I like how Ian referenced the Jenna and Heidi thing.
Like, I take off my clothes for the chocolate and peanut butter, Jeff.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see that, Ian.
Cue the laugh track.
Yes. And again, it's still funny because You don't have to give anything you just have to jump down to get these rewards.
Yeah.
No one's asking you to take off your clothes, man.
Yeah, it was
No
weird.
one never asked them.
No,
They were just offered that up.
Yeah, they just did, and then they did it again for a Playboy issue. Well, they got paid for that though.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, the beginning of this episode, though, it was Stephanie back at camp alone, and there was like a lot of time. We got like 10 minutes of this. We had like 10 minutes of just Stephanie doing things at camp.
I don't know if it was that much, but
okay, it was like 7 minutes of Stephanie at her camp.
They just wanted to dwell on this fact that this tribe was decimated and like she's the lone survivor of the tribe.
Yeah, I was like, lots of time with Steph surviving before Tree Mill. So
it makes sense narratively. So much of the show, this season, is centered around Stephanie because like we saw her in all these tribal councils. Yeah, and now we're basically following her. She's like the protagonist going into this new tribe.
This is her. This is an anime, a new arc for this anime, basically. Yeah, she's now entering the other tribe.
And it's not a merged tribe. It's just Karor. She's just joining Karor.
That's kind of wild. That's the first time that's ever happened.
Mm-hmm.
So,
do you have a power ranking in mind?
Okay, this is tough. This is tough.
Remember all the people.
Listen to me. All right, I think I'm gonna go Tom. I think Tom is pretty confidently sitting at number 1 right now. Nearby is Ian. I think Stephanie wields a lot of power right now. Stephanie wields a lot of power just because she's liked. Clearly, she has been thinking strategically already, which is great to see. She's not just sitting by being like, oh, they all like me. It's like, no, everyone's playing a game still. So I would say put her next. Greg is probably who I'd put after that, because he has an alliance idea going on there.
It's voted out Coby.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal. I don't know what he's thinking exactly. We'll have to figure that out next episode, maybe. Who am I missing now? So we've got
Katie, Karen, Janu,
and that's it. So I mentioned 4 already.
Katie, Jen, Karen, Janu.
Yeah.
That gives us 8.
There's 8.
Right?
Yeah, 8 left, I think. Because Coby's in
7 plus 2. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, these are all kind of wherever, honestly. They like all the ladies don't seem like they really. Janu is last, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
I know that because I want to put Jen down there, but Jen's second to last. So I would say Karen is probably after Greg, because she does seem to be like a genuine attempt to play in this game. And then I'll put Katie after that, just by default.
Mm-hmm.
So
we got Tom, Ian, Steph, Greg, Karen, Katie, Jen, Janu.
I think that sounds about right.
So Janu should be voted out next episode.
That tracks. I mean, she was literally like floored by this result, and it was like, haven't you gotten the vibe from literally everyone that Coby's kind of. Because I think she just wanted to go home that badly.
This is like, I get the idea. It's me. No, not at all. Actually, not you at all.
No, actually, everyone literally allied to not vote for you and vote Coby out because you're just kind of you're just kind of a wimp.
Why would you vote? Why would we vote you out if you vote out the guy who's freaking running around trying to mess stuff up? You don't even want to be here. Even after that the motivational moment from Tom back in the day. She's just like still not feeling it.
Who was the person that was that an Amazon thing or was that Pearl Islands where they just kept someone around?
Shauna?
Oh, it was Shauna. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. They're like, well, we need you for our alliance.
It was kind of. Anyway, yeah. So I think that stands about it.
But I mean, if Janu is on her way out, this freaking Tom Ian power structure that Greg was talking about, how are you gonna upend this thing if you didn't work with these people? So now they're just gonna take him out.
Yeah. So.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Next week, come back for more Survivor Palau.
I gotta say my player of the game though.
MVP, yes.
MVP, yeah, player MVP, most valuable. Maybe it should be MVS, most valuable survivor.
They're not survivors.
But it doesn't. Yeah, they don't. Yeah, that's true.
You're the sole survivor, but they also call the survivor players survivors.
It's true. It's true. That is true. Anyway, so I'm gonna give it to. I wanted to give Coby an award, but he did not play very well this time, so I can't give it to him, despite the fact that he made a very entertaining episode. I could. I have given people more for less, even previously in this season. I think I will. I think I will give Coby an honorary MVP, and it's just for the sole reason that he was an entertaining player in an otherwise dour and depressing kind of first half of this season. He's just a very entertaining individual. He just always had great little sly comments and stuff in his confessionals. Even had a bunch of good ones in this time around. He just miscalculated and misplayed.
Yeah, so, it's like he wanted to be the mastermind role, but he just
misplayed. His emotions weren't checked enough, I think. Yeah. So, but very sassy. I like when people are sassy. It's funny.
Yeah. All right, so next episode, we're down to the final 8, man. Final 8. See how things shape up. All right, so come back next week.
A lot of big moments can still happen.
Also, I'm going through Survivor 41 every week as well.
That's right.
Alongside this, so check that out.
Yeah.
What other video would you recommend our viewers watch after this one?
You want to know how to survive? Go check out our zombie survival plan video.
Yeah.
And you can maybe survive at least maybe somewhat like Stephanie did in this episode. She did a lot of that.
We discussed our plan in the event of an actual zombie apocalypse.
It wasn't a very good plan. It was literally just us spitballing for we had a lot of fun doing it though. Yeah. It was good.
So watch that. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to our podcast feed. Like the video. Leave a comment. Hit the notification bell. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. And like us on Facebook at Tarqaron. TWO. Okay.